Hi planners! Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. It's me, Chloe from Chloetry Plans, and in this video, I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before on my platform, so I'm super excited about it. I will be interviewing one of the artists who participated in the Black Artist collaboration with Erin Condren, and she will be giving us insight on her cover. Stick around to see who it is that I'm going to be interviewing, and also make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below which cover is your favorite from this collection or what you found interesting from my interview. I want to remind you all that what's super important about these collaborations is that you click the link in my description below. I'll make it very clear which link it is. I'll put check out the collaboration here so that you can see it very easily. But even if you're not making a purchase and you just want to support, the best way to do that is to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click those links. When you click the link, even if you don't buy anything, it lets Erin Condren know that you are interested in seeing these products on my channel. This is the only way they'll know that you're interested, and so if you click those links, it'll help me out a whole lot, and I really appreciate it. My channel has been growing, and that is thanks to you, so thank you. At the end of the interview, I will be showing you the actual cover from the top-down view so that you can see it on my desk, see how I accessorize it, and you can check out some of the other goodies that Erin Condren sent my way along with this collaboration. Let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Hi planners, I'm back, and this time I'm super excited to announce that Tara Mixon has agreed to be interviewed by me, and I'm going to ask her a few questions about her lovely work of art that she has collaborated with Erin Condren. This is the beautiful cover, and I'm going to do a more full look at this from my top-down view on my camera, but I just wanted to flash that so that you know exactly who I'm referring to. And I'm super excited about this too, because we're going to get to hear about what this piece is all about. It is called The Promise. And so it just sounds so intriguing. And so we will hear more from Tara. But first, let's welcome her. Welcome, Tara.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is my first interview on my platform. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yay, and you chose me. Thank you. I feel honored.
Oh, I feel honored. So when I first got this in the mail, I wasn't sure exactly when I'd receive it. So it was a perfect surprise. And I was just like, oh, this is going on my wall. Like this stuff is coming down because this is art and I'm putting this up. And so I was really excited about this. And so, I mean, everything about it, and I'm going to let you describe because you created it, but I'm just flattered and happy that you're here.
Thank you.
So welcome. And so I'm just going to get right into it. So the first question I have for you, and feel free to, expound and divert and go around. That's what we do in conversation, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my first question is, when did you first start creating art?
Okay. So I can tell you my earliest memory of creating. I don't know. You know what I thought was my earliest memory when I began to answer that question just now. I started thinking about the mud pies in the backyard. So maybe those were my earliest creation, but I do remember being 6 or 7 years old, and my sister and I were watching cartoons, and for some reason I picked up a sheet of paper and I just started drawing what I saw. And when I was finished, I was really in disbelief. I couldn't believe that what I had created looked exactly like the character on the TV. And I don't remember what his name was. It was like a character with weird hair and a headband. I could probably Google it and figure out who he was. And I don't think he was fully human. I think he was like a hybrid of something like a wolf and a boy or something. I don't know. But that's my earliest memory. And of course, it's in terms of creating, like I've been creating like forever, as long as I can remember. But in terms of illustration, that's my earliest memory.
Thank you. Yeah, I can relate in a way, but honestly, every time I try to it's just not what I'm seeing. So I'm always giving props to the creatives out there that are able to like look at something and create it by hand. That's just beautiful. And so that's awesome. So the second question I have is, what is your creative process like? And I know this is something that my creative process with writing poetry 10 years ago is completely different than now. I know it can change. Sometimes it's the same. So maybe talk about how it maybe has evolved or what that process is.
Yeah. So with an English degree, and I will say like it's writing existed before the English degree. There was always a love for words. So I will say that in writing, and I really write like lyrical. My fiction is still very lyrical. So it still like has its foundation in poetry. So I think before I would call myself a writer, I would call myself a poet. And you will learn as you talk to me that I'm a multi-hyphenate. Like there's so many different titles that I could, adopt depending on the day. But I will say that I approach illustration like I approach writing, like I approach poetry. So sometimes there is a physical, well, and then with saying that there's a very way that I approach the canvas. So sometimes it will start with an image, whether it's something I'm actually looking at or it's a memory, because I feel like I catalog all my experiences. In the early part of my life, I didn't do a lot of talking outside of family. So it was a bunch of just, cataloging images and how people move as they live and, their mannerisms and all those kind of things that actually really inform my writing and art. So it starts with that. It could be a word, it could be a song, and most often the art or whatever creation that resonates with me comes from a song. Like that's that deep, that's that deep art that I really connect with even after I've released it. But from there, I start with a sketch, just a pencil sketch, and I always love my initial sketch more than I do the final work.
There's something about that raw, straight
Yes,
from,
yes,
straight from your emotions or your brain or whatever,
right, right.
raw piece.
Yeah. But in order to, really capture people's attention, you have to refine it somewhat. And I'm
And,
looking for the confidence to not have to refine as much because I just like it how I did it the first time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love that, and that you recognize like I want to get to a point where I can just give y'all. And I think I see that with a lot of artists, especially musically. If you notice
Hmm.
like an artist's first album, it's like, oh, okay, it's really good because they have a lot of other people telling them, okay, this is what's going to capture the attention of others. And when they're consuming your art, and then later on down the timeline of their career, you start to notice that all that's gone, all that fluff that they had,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
giving you, they've caught your attention. Now they're giving you that raw art,
Yeah.
that raw talent of what they really want you to
Exactly.
consume. So
Exactly.
that's beautiful. I appreciate you sharing that. And the next question I had is, if anyone, who would you like to collaborate with? And so, since you've mentioned that you're a writer as well, this could be anyone. I mean, it doesn't just have to be, physical drawing, or it could be anything.
Yeah. I actually have two responses to that. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, more
Okay.
than okay.
Okay. In terms of an organization, it is the Museum of African American History and Culture. So I would love to see, just because culture is such like ingrained in my work. That's a big part of my work, because that's a big part of who I am. So I would love to see my work there, my art there in some form, some kind of collaboration. And in terms of an individual, I would love to collaborate with Lauren Hill. And just, I
Mhm.
mean, I could, animate illustrations to anything she's saying. It could be just a conversation. It
That
doesn't even have to be music. It doesn't have to have any instrumentation. Just, Lauren and I in the same room. Let's see what we come up with.
would be
Yeah.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
can see it, honestly, truly. Like I can see either, like you said, like visual artwork or music or some type of, that would be amazing. And I know
Yeah.
that yeah, I'm just thinking about the possibilities. Like you're mentioning, I'm like, oh, that would be awesome. And then I'd be like see, I interviewed Tara. Now she
Yeah,
works for Lord.
you were the first. You were the first. Yeah.
So
It all started here.
right. That would be amazing. Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Those are some good ones right there. So the next question is, tell me about this piece. I mean, I would love to see how this looks. I don't know if you originally created it for canvas or for a digital or what, but tell me about the promise.
Okay, so I knew that I was very intentional about this design because it was created specifically for this project. And I knew that I wanted my faith to be a major component of it. In order to also remain true to the type of art I do, which is a celebration of Black women, that combination was the most honest thing that I can put forth. I initially started with a color palette that kind of fit the brand's kind of, the colors they work with. It was a brighter and more, I guess, vibrant, but I really love earth tones. You can see my background. Like I really like peaceful. I like grounding. And so I needed to also be truthful, to be honest with that creation instead of just trying to fit in. So I went into it thinking perhaps it would stand out, that it would be the odd kid, right? But I just really wanted to hold to that, and they received it beautifully. So
and it's
it
funny
all worked
that you
out.
say that, because that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, well, it's beautiful. It has like this bright, I don't know what the color is. In my mind, I said purple, but then I was like, but it has earth tones. So it was perfect for me because, as you can see behind me, I love the bright colors. But when it comes to like my actual aesthetic with what I wear, I would never wear that. It's just not.
Right. Yeah, that's me too. You see black, I'm pretty
Right.
much black gray, black gray.
Yeah, like I get into my patterns, but I really do want to wear earth tones and grays. And so when I saw this, I was like, this is the best of both worlds. So it's so funny that that was exactly your intention, because that's what I thought was, oh, I could really put this together nicely in some photos with some brights maybe, but then also like it has the earth tone. So I noticed that right away. So that's amazing that I was on. See, I didn't think I knew anything, but I noticed
You
that.
do.
Okay.
And then the idea is all these shades of brown. Also, so you see that the sun, which the sun is brown. All that, that was intentional.
It's beautiful. And I was wondering if the personalization would be in there, and I didn't want it to be. I was like, I don't want the personalization to be in the sun. And it's not. So if you all are interested in getting this personalized, the personalization is down here. It's not going to interfere with up here. So that's something I was happy about, because I will probably purchase one of these for my little cousin. She's 11. So I'm always trying to expose her to Black art and things like that. And she is a creative herself. She draws, has a little drawing page and stuff. So I was like, I really want her to experience this, but I didn't want to put her name here because I was like, that's not the vibes for me. So I really I really appreciate that it's at the bottom and it's beautiful. I wanted to ask too about this woman on here. So I'm looking at her stance and I'm just trying to understand, like, is this a happy stance? Is she like in her glow? Like, what? Can you tell me something about that?
I mean, the idea is movement, right? And the movement of people within my culture is kind of, it's specific, but it's also varied, right? And it communicates something. It's a sort of secret language that communicates. And I know we talk about like nonverbal communication, but this goes even deeper. Growing up in a Black family, like you could tell by your mom's like just a slight shift in her head exactly what she's saying. She don't have to say a word. And so this is kind of because there's a tambourine in her hand, and this is
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, so this is her in, tambourine is like generally used in the praise portion, right? Of a Christian, traditional service in a Black church. And I'm Southern. I'm born and raised in Florida. So you would normally use like the tambourine in praise in the praise portion, but then the worship portion is a little bit more is a little bit softer. And so I kind of wanted to combine that as well. It's like you get excited, but then you also start to realize the depth of your connection to your faith. And so that was the goal behind it. I was hoping that people would gather that that's a tambourine.
Well, as soon as you said it, I was like, yes, I was going to ask you about it. But as soon
Yeah,
as you said it, I was like, oh, yeah, definitely a tambourine.
yeah. So yeah, because
And,
when you're feeling it, you do get that sway. Yeah,
and her hair, I mean, got to get into it. Like, and I'll do a top down view with my camera. You all will be able to see this better, but I'm just loving the hair. I'm loving everything about the aesthetic, the beads, right? Like,
yeah,
one of my favorite movies, Crooklyn.
yeah,
Gotta love
yeah.
Crooklyn. Gotta love Crooklyn.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
her aunt says, "What is that? You all wear those braids and beads? What you call them?" And the girl says, "Braids and beads." Like, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just beautiful, classic. I always wear braids for my headshots for work, for the culture. Just gotta
Mhm,
remind
mhm,
them, like, don't
mhm.
forget. This is a part of me, part of culture. And so whenever I see braids, natural hair, whatever it is, the styles, I'm just like,
Yeah,
a black woman with straight hair is awesome too. Rock it how you want to, but something about having the braids is just
yeah,
me,
yeah.
for
I
me
mean,
personally.
and really everything I do is for the culture.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I'm like, what is foundational, right? Most of us in our culture have at some point sat between our mom's legs and had our hair braided.
Yes,
That's just the rite of passage, right?
it's part of
Um,
bonding too. Like,
it is.
when I did my little cousin's hair yesterday, she was here, she spent the night. And I'm not her mom, but just sitting there and her telling me about different things, it's a moment where everything stops and you
Mhm.
just talk. Or me and my mom have watched movies. We watched The Color Purple with her braiding my hair. Like, watched
Right,
the whole movie, and she was still braiding my hair, right? And it's just like having those moments together, and it's
yeah,
a bonding moment. You don't get any closer than that. You know what I mean?
right,
And so you're right. It's not only part of the culture, but it's also, like you said, part of your upbringing and having those
yeah.
moments and those experiences.
And it's the things that we can hold on to as people of the diaspora, because there we didn't get to keep that culture very much. So we had to like cultivate these new things, and that was something that we could carry over. And we
Mhm.
have very little that we were able to carry over. So we take those things and we cherish them, and then we create new traditions, and we kind of build a new culture here.
Yeah, we
Um,
literally like created our own,
Everything, right?
started
Our
all
own
over.
language.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, exactly. So beautiful. So I wanted to also ask you about your collaboration with Erin Condren and the design giving back, because
Mhm.
this design is not only just a beautiful piece of artwork for us to consume and look at in our everyday life, but it also has supporting social justice initiative. That's what I'm trying to
Right, right. I don't think that there's any better time to do something like this, right? There's got to be more than an appreciation for Black art and culture, because that's always been there. What is important is that we put our money where our mouths are. Like, what you can say something all you want to, and you can post and repost things all you want to, but when you really invest, when it really costs you something, if there's a sacrifice, then that actually resonates more, because then that means that there's some action behind what you said. And so I think that's the best part of this. Obviously, the exposure for artists who may have not, for in my case, who haven't had that type of exposure. And then in the case of the other artists who are more established, they just get to reach a broader audience. That's great. The monetary portion of that is great as well. But that that support of nonprofits that are really doing the work in the community, that is even better. Because we need that support. That those are the change makers. Like, they're really making changes.
do.
And for me, Black Mamas Matter. I'm a mother, and I'm a widowed mother. I don't know if that'll be in the official copy on the website, but I'm widowed, so I know what it's like for children, or they know better than I, obviously, but it's what it's like for children to have one parent. And, that's a lifelong struggle for them. There's no like, maybe I'll see him in 10 years or something like that. That's not a possibility. So if we can save more Black mothers, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's educate them. Let's teach them how to advocate for themselves. And even apart from that the mortality rate for Black women having children is also, how do we support them? Because this world is so just difficult. The weight of raising a Black man in today's society. I have a 21-year-old son who's also autistic and 6 feet tall. Where do I have the time for self-care to really be gentle with myself? Because activism is not a choice, it's a necessity. And so we have to advocate for our children. We have to be activists in our own way. But Black moms have been activists, the quiet behind the scenes activists all along. That's part of the job. So,
and to be, I mean, I don't have any children, but I've been privileged to work alongside with mothers of students with disabilities that I have, right? And so being able to work with those students is, number one, a privilege. I view it as a privilege to even work with them, but then also to work alongside with their parents. And we both have a collaborative effort and know that I want what's best for their kids, even though I'm not their parent, and that I'm their home away from home. They're away at college, but I got you. I'll call you. I'll reach out to you. I'll send you an email in a second. As long as I get that signature that says that I can reach out, I do that. And so I think that what you said is beautiful in the sense of us being able to work together, Black women, and being able to, I look out for all of my students, right? And so it's just something that I feel like it's a privilege to be able to help people in general. But when my students, I lost a brother in death, but he was autistic, and he was autistic before it was a buzzword. I'm sure your son, when he was born, right? It wasn't as popular. You didn't hear it as much. And so my brother, it was always something on my mind. And because he was also over 6 feet, right? Black man. And so that was always, until he passed away, unfortunately, that was something that I was always concerned about, because to me, he's this gentle, kind, loving.
Gentle giant, right? Gentle giant.
Yes, wouldn't hurt a fly, so sweet, but to someone else, he may be viewed as a threat. And so that's something that is definitely concerning. And everyone who is watching this, make sure you check that out. There is a little blurb on the Erin Condren website, and so you can actually read that for yourself. So I'm excited about that. And I've never heard of it before, so I'm definitely going to do my research and looking into it a little bit more. And I appreciate you sharing that with us, because we need to hear stories. And I'm sure you feel that way, being an English background, right, writer.
Yes,
we need to hear stories. Our stories are history, right? Every day that passes by, this is history in the making. And so
American history. Yeah.
And so hearing these things, it's kind of like, now we have video. It used to just be, if you read a memoir, right, it was just writing it down. You might come across a record of some sort, podcast, but now it's viewing. We can actually see in real time, and this, will be viewed in times to come. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for
allowing me to do my first interview. I'm honored. I'm so excited. And so we also want to make sure we shout out these other artists as well.
Absolutely.
I may be butchering some names, and I want to apologize in advance if I am. So we have Shibia Ulinwa. We have Roma Osowo. We also have, of course, the Tara Mixon. We have Amanda Reed, and we have Rochelle Juanita Bellamy. And I'll put all their information in the description below. One thing I want to make sure I reiterate is that these artists were artists and creatives before this collaboration with Erin Condren, and they will continue to be artists and creators after this, right? And so we want to support them in this effort. But if you are not a planner, if you're not an Erin Condren fan, if you're not that person that's going to write in a notebook, that's okay. You can still support these artists. make sure you go ahead and follow Tara Michelle Mixon at Tara Michelle Mixon on Instagram. I'll put her link in my description. And remember that a lot of these artists have commissions and other ways that you can support them. So
Yes,
in
absolutely.
addition to getting this wonderful cover, you can just check out her commissions. If she has some on her website right now, if she has different collab work you can do. And if you're like, I don't got it right now, it's coronavirus, go ahead and follow, show some support, show some comments, right?
Yeah,
That's the age we live in with social media. So make sure you support in whatever way you can. And also make sure you check out all of the artists and see what they have to say about their work.
yeah.
So I just want to thank you again. I feel like I want to hug you through the screen and, give that good old virtual hug.
We're fast friends. This is really easy. So yeah.
Yes. So I appreciate it. And I will, hopefully we can collaborate again. This will not be the last you hear of me. I'm going to be blowing this up all on my social media. You guys are going to see this on my Instagram, all that good stuff. And so I'll be showing y'all how this cover transforms, how I accessorize it, make it my own. So make sure y'all check that out. Don't forget to follow her on Instagram and follow myself at Poetry Plans. So Erin Condren went ahead and sent over not only one of the covers from the Black Artist Collection, but also some really cute accessories to go with it. So I wanted to go ahead and show you all what accessories I received in addition to the cover. So you already saw the cover on the interview, but here it is again from the top down view. It is a beautiful cover. And I don't know if it's coming through on the screen as well as it is in person, but it's just really pretty how the two tones kind of complement each other. You have your bright with your more earth tone. So I love this. Another thing that I really think is really cute is just the print, like the print behind it. This print is, got a little tape here. This print is really cute. I could see myself wearing a shirt like this or some other like accessory like this, a handbag. Like not only is it beautiful artwork, but it's also kind of fashionable. Like I love this print and the idea of accessorizing with this, and I'll show you kind of how I plan to accessorize with this. I want to also show you all, since I have not done a notebook review, I'm just going to show you really quickly the notebook and what it looks like. So Erin Condren notebooks, a lot of people don't know this, but this is what got me into planning with Erin Condren. The first thing I ever purchased from Erin Condren was a notebook, and I fell in love with the paper quality. It is a wonderful paper quality, and it has like this, I think it's called tooth. The tooth in the paper just makes it amazing to write on, and it's really thick, so you can write with a marker and it doesn't show through onto the next page. So I'll show you kind of what I mean by that. So I have a marker here, and it's a pretty dark color, right? And if you turn on to the next page, it doesn't really show through, right? You see it a little bit, but it's just not it's not to the point where you can't write on the other side. And with regular, everyday computer paper, I'll show you the difference. So if I just took a regular sheet of like computer paper and I wrote on this, you can see straight through on the other side. See that? So look at this compared to this, right? So I just really love this paper. I fell in love with this paper. In each notebook, there are, I can't remember exactly how many pages, but I'll put it in the description below how many pages are in each notebook. And then in the back, you get these really cute stickers back here, and you can use them I used to use them like to separate my notes. So in between each subject or whatever, I would use one of these stickers, and so they're really nice too. Of course, you have this like dashboard type of layout on the back cover as well as on the front cover, and this one has lines on it, and I've used this for notes. So I've taken a wet erase pen and just wrote something on the inside cover, a reminder, things like that. And there are a lot of things you can do with these notebooks. You can obviously take notes, you can journal, you can document things, a lot of different options. And so I'm gonna kind of show you some of that when I open the other items. So this is the beautiful cover. And this cover, as you saw already in the interview, is created by Tara Michelle Mixon, and it is called The Promise. This is the name of the actual piece that was then put on this cover. And like I said, you have to check out her social media platform. She has a shop as well. Make sure you check out her art if you are a planner or not. She has some beautiful artwork, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Also, I just really enjoyed the interview I had with her, and she was just a really nice, talented artist, and it was just really nice collaborating with her for this. So make sure you check her out. And then here are the other artists that were also featured in this collection. I also will put them in the description below, and then I shouted them out in the interview. So the next thing that Erin Condren went ahead and sent over were these designer gel pens, which, believe it or not, even though I just did like a whole pen review, I did a pen collection video. I don't already have these. These are the only pens by Erin Condren I think I don't have. I don't have these, and I don't have the mechanical pencils. So with that being said, of course I have to show you what they look like, right? So I'm gonna turn to the same page and do like a little bit of a swatch here. These are all the colors for the Erin Condren gel pens. I think that they're really cute pens, really sleek. I would definitely see myself adding this black pen to my petite planner system because I love to accessorize with little cute pens and stuff. So I could definitely see myself adding these. The next accessory that I was sent is this monthly sticker book by Erin Condren. I have used this before, and I really like this sticker book because it's really cool to use over kits and different things if you want to cover up your monthly view and decorate in the monthly view. And it's also cute for a little list, the beginning of your life planner. So many things you can use this for, and so I just wanted to do a little flip through of this. This can also be used, it doesn't have to just be used in a planner, it can be used in a bullet journal, a notebook, such as the one I just showed you. So this can actually be used for a lot of different things, and it can be very versatile. The next accessory is this planning pack. I'm going to go ahead and show you. So the planning pack description says, this stylish pack holds your pens and essentials while the elastic band slips easily over your planner for on-the-go organization. Pack your accessories so you can plan it all out. So I really like this planning pack because it has that earth tone vibe going on, and I think it's going to look really pretty with this notebook. I'm just going to take the planning pack. It has an elastic strap on the back as well as a pocket in the back. So that pocket is really handy. And I'm just going to put it right over the notebook. So here it is, right over the notebook, and it's really pretty. Now, if you don't want to cover up your design, you have options. You can always put it on the opposite way. That way you're not covering up the entire design. You can still see some of it, or even horizontally, you can put it on that way too. Now, what I like about this is that while it's on your notebook, you can still open it, close it, all the stuff you need to do. So you can open it here. I'm gonna add my pens in here. And that way you can carry multiple pens, multiple accessories, and not be worried about being too bulky on the go. You can still throw this in your purse, in your bag. Here are some washi tapes. I'm just going to throw those in here, as well as, let's say, this on the go adhesive, right? And you can just stick that in, close it up, and boom, you have a nice little planning on the go system. This can also be used with the on the go folio as well, and I will show you. So here's my on the go folio. I'm just going to take this, put it right over. So this can also be used for the on-the-go folio if you want to kind of keep that together. And again, all your accessories right there with you and ready to go. All right, planners, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, because a large percentage of my viewers are not my subscribers. And so I really want to make sure you are all getting notifications when I post new content. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below what's your favorite thing from this gift from Erin Condren was. Did you really like this monthly sticker book? Are you just as obsessed with this planner cover by Tara as I am? Or are you feeling the planning pack? Let me know. Also, don't forget about the designer gel pens. Those were super cute as well. So let me know what you're into. Also, make sure you click the links in my description below. Even if you're not buying anything, it really helps when you click those links. It lets Erin Condren know that I'm reaching my audience and that you all want to see more Erin Condren content from me. So make sure you're using those links in the description below. Check out my Instagram at Cloetry Plans, and I will see you in the next video.